Not yet, we'll do that afterwards.
Right, okay.
Come in, Stanley. Come and have a seat.
That way.
Good day.
Bonjour.
As long as you're tray ball, that's good.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You got your arms
Sit down. Well, it's nice to see all these people. They all look well. Not as well as you.
Get your BTN on that too.
I think I joined up 1977.
You can go down.
Anyway, don't wander far away. Nobody's going to go very far. We can't go very far in here. Meeting open!
Hooray! Stanley's arrived, everybody.
Well done, Stanley. You sort them out. Oh, there is a man from Rushmere Council here somewhere. Where is he?
I don't know. We don't know.
Well, he's not.
I don't
Hey! David, where is he? You said he was here.
No, I said he was coming, but I don't know where he is.
Is
Well, he
there,
hasn't arrived.
Well,
is there a man from Rushmere Council here?
He's late.
no, he turned up
I don't think that's all. We'll get that checked that way.
He's late.
Stanley, I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to introduce people and welcome them for a minute. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
Right. Folks,
Do your work.
sorry about keeping you waiting. It was all my fault, wasn't it, Stanley?
No.
Oh. But anyway, welcome to Martlesham Heath. Welcome to the Control Tower Museum. I'd like to welcome Stanley, of course. I'd also like to welcome Air Commodore Mike Patel, who's going to do the honours today for us. We've had this since the year 2000. We're rather proud of it. And we thought it'd be a good place to celebrate his nearly 100th birthday.
Harrington is his name.
Anyway, got Martin Cook, Chairman, on my right. And I would now to ask Mike just to say a few words about this very honourable gentleman, Stanley Chambers, Flight Lieutenant retired. Is that correct?
Master Pilot.
Master Pilot retired.
Well, I joined up after the war. No, they didn't want commission officers anymore, so I went to the Master Pilot.
You're a Master Pilot.
Yeah.
That's worth applause.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honour for me to be able to say a few words about our guest of honour here, Stanley, who was born in November 1916 and he'll be 100 on Sunday.
100 on Sunday. That's right.
Fantastic.
Kitchener Road.
Kitchener Road. Stanley joined the Royal Air Force in 1937, the age of 20, and he joined in the medical branch. Is that right, Stanley?
That's right.
Yeah. And then
AC2.
AC2. He came out of training as an LAC and went to St Athan and then to Feltwell.
That's right.
Yeah. Feltwell's near the USAF base at Lakenheath. And in fact it's still used by the USAF. And forgive me if I look at my notes because he's got such a long and interesting career. Impossible for me to remember it all. Anyway, in early World War II he remustered as aircrew and you went to Canada.
No. I went to Canada during the war to train.
That's right, to train.
And then afterwards, that was all gone. I just carried on with the normal training of aircrew and went to Scotland. That's right.
But you went across
sorry.
You went across the Atlantic, didn't you, in a ship to Moose Jaw in Canada to do his pilot training. Very hazardous at that time. 1941?
HMS Sonia.
That's it.
It was a naval armed vessel.
Yeah. But at the time, of course, the U-boats were operating.
Oh yeah.
Lucky to survive that. Did his training, came back by ship again, and then joined 81 Squadron. Yes, it was. I know, don't you worry.
That's right.
It was. Hey! 81 Squadron flying Spitfire 5.
Told me of it.
Was that at Turnhouse, do you remember, or was that at Hornchurch?
No, well, I went to Northern Ireland to join the squadron. They had so many pilots over there, they didn't want us, so they posted us back to their other squadron, which was 81 at Euston.
Oh, right.
And I arrived at Euston
Yeah.
on a very winterous day.
Wow, that was what, 41, 42, end of 41, 42?
41,
Yeah,
that's
end of
right.
41, winter 41. Anyway, after that, Stanley was posted to RAF Mount Farm. Now, you may not know where RAF Mount Farm is. Mount Farm. It is. It's near Dorchester in Oxford. Mount Farm was a satellite of RAF Benson, which at the time was the photographic reconnaissance unit.
That's right, PRU, number one PRU.
That's it, I got it right. He was flying Spitfires then again in the photo reconnaissance role. What, the Spitfire 11s? Yes.
It could have been, they were specially fitted
With cameras,
Spitfires.
weren't they? Yeah.
The wings were different tips at the end.
Square tips.
And they were stripped down so that they held 180 gallons of petrol.
Yeah. They took all the weapons
Then
out.
the
They took
radio
guns out.
was taken out, the guns were taken out, and you just had the bare shell, and you operated
Very high level.
maybe 35,000 feet.
Now, 35,000 feet, the temperature is minus 56 degrees centigrade. And these guys flew at that height, unarmed, over enemy territory. Pretty brave stuff, I want to tell you, and uncomfortable. Was the aeroplane pressurised? I don't think it was it?
No, only when I went to the Met flight. Oh no, we had nothing like that.
And I can tell you from
Your feet rose to the rudder bar, I might tell you.
Yeah. Not only was it freezing cold, but it was unpressurised, and the body doesn't like that kind of low pressure for very long. So they were suffering in all sorts of ways and doing this amazing job, doing high-level photography. They were photographing post-bomb raid damage, and also Stanley was involved particularly pre-D-Day.
The cameras were heated. That's about the only thing
That was the only thing that was, to keep the lenses from freezing up. But he was involved in photographing the German dispositions before D-Day. Very important role. And then after D-Day, you accompanied bombers on Operation Ramrod.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
For 640 of them at times.
Yeah.
We escorted out
Over to Northern
out
France.
to Germany, and we flew as escorts
Yeah.
backwards and forwards to keep the Germans,
Keep the Germans on.
coming down from out of the skies and attacking them.
Yeah.
That was our job.
And then after that,
Ships, you bastard.
and then it was to Thorney Island on Lysander.
Oh yes.
Does that give you a bit of a rest after all the years of
Oh,
operations?
yes. Oh, no. That was all right because they used to let us fire the guns out to sea at the wreck.
All right.
We had guns and
Yeah.
to keep us happy. So.
But you were target towing, weren't you?
Oh yes, I was target
towing.
I didn't mind.
No, it's good.
Oh,
Bit of a change from being a Spitfire pilot to being a Lysander pilot, towing targets, getting people shooting at the targets which you're towing. This very long bit of string. Okay, and then to 165 Squadron. Yes.
Yeah, I went to the Met flight up to
Oh,
Wick.
did you Met flight?
Yes.
To Wick.
Wick. Yes, I went up to Wick.
In Scotland. What was that on?
I knew it, Stuart.
What was that? What aeroplane were you flying then? Do you remember?
Spitfires.
Spits?
Oh, they were the Sixers and they were pressurised.
Ah, okay. So that was a bit more comfortable.
Oh, horrible weather.
Well, it's wet for you.
Anyway, as luck would have it, I had to go up to Petrevey Castle and interview for commission.
Okay.
So I went up there and saw the group captain who was there. He started off VRU.
Oh, so you knew him?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know him, no. But I knew of him.
You know of him? Right.
He started off PRU, and because I'd been on PRU, he was most delighted. Oh, yes, come inside, sort of thing. So I was in.
But then you did go to 165 Squadron, didn't you?
Oh yes.
For the defence of London against the flying bombs. You know, the Doodlebugs, the V1s.
Yeah.
And you were where? Detling, was it?
Yes, definitely.
Detling?
Yeah.
Near Maidstone?
Yeah, at that time of day, when you got your commission to get off the station, you had to put in for a posting. And you got a posting from group. And mine came through that I was to go to 165, back to a fighter squadron.
Back to a Spitfire squadron. Yeah,
And
Spitfire.
they were down at Thornley Island, and I was up at Wick.
That's good.
Hardships. Anyway, when I got down to Thorney Island, they said, "Oh, they've gone." They went 2 months ago. They've gone to Scotland. Oh, it can't be. They've gone out to Scotland.
Have you been on the sage? You've never been on the stage, have you?
No, I'm talking to you.
That is normally.
Anyway, this is how I talk to people.
Cool.
No matter about rank sort of thing, I respect that in the proper place.
Ah, right.
Because he's only an air commodore.
No, it's nothing to worry about that. Now, you went, eventually, after you were at 165, you went to Horsham St Faith, didn't you? You did.
Yeah,
Yes,
after
you did.
the war.
Yeah, and
Oh, no, wait a minute. No.
Horsham St Faith became Norwich Airport.
Yes.
Oh, that was after the
That was
war
after
when
the
we
war.
went to Horsham.
Yeah,
Yes,
after
after
the war.
George up.
And in fact, you flew here once, didn't you? You flew here to Martlesham Heath. And you
Oh,
brought
yeah.
Scott Parker here in an airspeed Oxford.
Oh, yes, Scotland Park. He was the DAPM for Suffolk. And I brought him down from Horsham, posted down
That's
there. He had a big shed trunk and a dog. I said, put him in the back.
And in fact, Parker's Close, which is up there,
Yeah, that's
named
right.
after him.
Parker, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes. Parker was an Ipswich man.
Oh, was he?
Ipswich policeman.
Policeman.
Oh, yes.
And he was a squadron leader in the Air Force, wasn't he? I think he was a squadron leader. I think he was.
Yes, he asked the Chief Constable, could he be made up to Inspector? He said, no, you can't. You could serve through the ranks. So he said, I'll stay in the Air Force.
Right.
So he did.
Anyway, after that, you reverted back to being a medical sergeant at Coningsby,
Yes.
didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went to Coldshaw and Bentwaters.
Bentwaters.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a lovely time.
Did you? All those
I was
American.
my own boss.
Yeah. Lovely.
Oh, yes.
But you then remastered again to be aircrew, didn't
Well, I
you?
did.
Went to Finningley, did a flying refresher at Finningley and was posted back to Wattisham on Spitfire 16s.
Yeah, that's right.
This would be about, what, 40, 48?
Yes, they were 16.
16s. Very modern airplanes at the time.
Yeah.
And then to Hong Kong.
Yeah, back to Hong Kong.
Well, that was all right, wasn't it?
No,
No, no. Hong Kong, you didn't enjoy it?
no, when I got out there, the first game of rugby I had, they broke my leg.
So you broke your leg, and that was the end of the flying for you?
Yes, oh, my operational tour was over.
Over. So you came back after that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you then ran
the aircraft home.
ran a bombing range,
Yes.
right? 4 years.
Tensmere, yeah.
Tentsmuir,
Tensmere.
Lucas, in fact.
I was known as the Laird of the
The
Tensmere.
laird of Tentsmuir. Ah, yes.
I did it all the
understand that.
posts.
We can't understand why you were known as the laird. After that, he became an air traffic controller. Can you believe all this? It's amazing. Became an air traffic controller, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
No? I was speaking to all those rude aircrew in the air. I can understand that.
Well, it wasn't my cup
Wasn't
of
your cup of
tea,
tea.
really.
But then you went to Swanton Morley
Yes.
with the apprentices there.
Yes.
And one very notable event, in 1952, I believe you were in charge of the RAF contingent for the Battle of Britain Memorial Service at Westminster Abbey.
I was.
Yeah,
I've still got the list of all their names.
have you?
And I might tell you, gentlemen, that they were all sergeants and flight sergeants, not one officer.
Really?
One
So they were
officer.
pretty smart.
No. Well, they were. Battle of Britain, the vast majority were sergeant pilots.
Pilots, yes, yes. There were a lot of NCO aircrew at that point, weren't there?
Jimmy Hallows and all that.
One of my instructors was a master pilot.
Yeah.
NCO aircrew. Everybody was too. Anyway, you finally left the RAF in 1958 after 20 years of very active service. I, the Lord Lieutenant of Suffolk, Lady Euston.
It was.
Yes.
It was a very great honour. Well, I don't know what to say, but I was very, 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 very pleased.
Yes, I'll bet you were. So you
Very,
should be.
very.
Very, very.
And I reflected back on what we did for this medal and what we had to go through, and the aircrew that didn't come back. We remembered them
Yes.
as well. And we thought what a wonderful thing it was. Yeah. Oh yes, of course it was.
Very good.
Well done.
Well, now, it is my great honour and duty to present to you a picture. And it's here. But before I do, here it is.
Well done.
That's picture.
Well
But I'm not going to give it
done.
to you just yet. I want to
No.
tell you a bit about it, just so you know. This is a picture of a Spitfire. It's actually a 5, and it's of 616 Squadron, flown by Squadron Leader Buck Casson. And I want to tell you a bit about Squadron Leader Buck Casson. Have you heard the name? Do you know him?
No, not really.
Well, he joined the Royal Air Force in 1939, just before the war started. And in 1940 he was sent to France as part of the British Expeditionary Force. But he never made it because the train he was in northern France was bombed and he lost everything. Anyway, he managed to escape back to England when he joined a squadron and fought in the Battle of Britain and eventually became a flight commander under Douglas Bader, under the big wing concept, you remember. Bader advocated as part of the Tangmere wing of those days. But unfortunately, in August of 1941, he was shot down and crashed near Saint-Omer and was taken prisoner and spent the rest of the war in Stalag Luft III at Sagen. He was actually a very good artist, and they used his drafting skills in the escape committee. But he did not escape, but stayed in Stalag Luft III as a prisoner until the end of the war, but was involved at the end when they did that ghastly march eastwards through the winter of 44-45, suffering all kinds of privations as the Allies advanced eastwards. Anyhow, he got back to UK after the war, and then he joined 616 Squadron, oddly enough, the same squadron he started on with, and eventually became the squadron commander of that. Made it into a very, very efficient outfit, so much so that the Meteors that they were flying, the Meteors went out of service.
He was most probably the first one on the Manston.
Yeah. But they painted the Meteor in his colours and put it as a gate guardian at our area Fillingly, which it stayed there for many years. And when Fillingly finally closed, the aeroplane was taken to the Yorkshire Air Museum, where it is today. So if you're ever up there, go and look at it, and now you know the story. So, it's been a great honour and pleasure for me to meet you, Stanley. And it's an honour.
Yes, to meet an Air Commodore and talk to him man to man. Yes, and 3 bags full.
Well, I should salute you, really, and it is a great pleasure and honour to give you this small token from the Martlesham Aviation Society to recognise the service you've given to your country. So thank you very much. Good man.
Well done, Stanley.
Well done.
Lovely.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thank you, Mike, for doing that. That was delightful. On Stanley's 100th birthday. I think as it's his 100th, can we just do that little song that they do at birthdays? Maybe Phil can help us out.
Hang on.
Can we do that?
Yeah, what's that?
Sing you
Sing
happy
your song.
birthday. Of course we can. Philip.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stanley. Happy birthday to you. Greatest! Hip hip!
You beat me to it. Well, Stanley. There's a few birthday cards there as well, Stanley. You might want to open or keep. Right, now what we're going to do is, if Ian in the back there with all the, we've got just a little sherry to toast our
I'll have to finish these all
Stanley
up on
Chambers.
Stanley.
Many more
Stanley, the main man.
all the way through.
Oh, you haven't been here long.
They couldn't sort of coordinate.
Roll out the SS Torah peaches. Oh, bugs and flies, get in your bloody eyes. Roll on the boat that takes me home.
I've been telling everybody.
My song is
Colin.
gone. Roll me down and do it again. Roll me over.
I can say it, man, can you?
And he's at the bloody flu. Roll me over, lay me down and do it again. Roll me over in the clover. Roll me over, lay me down and do it again. Now, have we got any extracts? Have we? No? Good. Right. We have a wax song, shall we?
We're going to have a WAF song now, so ladies, you might like to lead it.
We're not going to be disappointed. Alright. Sunday, we blew through the last minute. the web. She may charge a tanner, she may charge a bob. All depends on your working for charity, life beneath the web.
We don't have a license.
What do you make of this then? What about all this?
You promised me that you'd let me have some photos. Well, you never did. Why not?
Me?
Yes, it was one of you. I said, oh yes, we never did. Somebody.
I should find the culprit.
What
What do you make of all these people though? The trouble they've got to?
I'm very glad. I'm pleased to hear. I am keeping them in this job, aren't I?
And it must have been great when you look back on it.
Oh, I don't know. Hardship you bastards. You don't know what I'm don't forget. And also, I have a apartment. Worked on a farm.
We were talking about here, the Spitfires, what we put up with, it was incredibly dangerous. It was just a job.
It was a job we paid for and I got on with it. The old chair there, some people do well.
He didn't want you to go over back.
Yeah, we don't get back there. Punch the old man in the back.
Stanley, what actually frightened you when you were up there?
Fear. Everybody's got it. Yeah. When you put that stress coming, brilliant. Thank you. It's gone. You're concentrating on what your instruments are showing you. Concentrating on the battle that's going to come ahead.
Just before I was going in,
And then you rotate around the berry track. Take up position, form up in and climb away on the rendezvous.
How do you mentioned it in your speech, how lucky do you feel you made it? It certainly did.
It was terribly close.
I just want to say something to Martin.
Then I'll tell you something else. I'm going to do nothing on Monday.
Just take it easy.
Yeah, why not?
David?
Yeah,
Well, we made it in the end.
only thing is, I wish I had a dog to keep me company.
Well, I'm sure that could be arranged.
Well, I wish you'd arrange it for me then. Do something about it. You say it can be arranged. Well, arrange it. Hey?
Oh, what sort of dog would you like?
Golden Labrador.
Golden, I used to have a Labrador called Wilson.
Yeah. I used to have an accent gun dog who got arthritis in his backbone. Gun dog!
They are prone, they're prone to us.
Golden Labrador.
It's a joy to meet you.
Don't make it so long, they don't.
And happy birthday on Sunday.
Don't forget all the song.
Oh, that was the best bit.
Thank you, Stanley.
Just wonder what you make of him and kind of what he stands for. And when we talk about bravery and courage, I think these kind of ones just do it at a different level.